Welcome to the Relatable Red podcast. I don't know when this one is coming out, but we are recording it almost a week after the wedding. And so this week is all about wedding day. It's just fun. We wanted to put it out while we're high on wedding love. Within a week of getting married, we should be on our honeymoon right now, but because of the coronavirus, we could not go. So instead, we're going to start recording podcasts. So we wanted to kind of tell you guys about our wedding day, some high points, some really good things, the best parts, maybe some things that went not so awesome, but as a reminder that no matter what, it's still the best day ever. If you're marrying your person, it's still the best day ever. Yeah. We did not anticipate getting married right in the middle of a global pandemic. Nobody plans for that. We did not think it would end up being such a big deal or so that it would even affect the wedding. And then it kind of got real right there, right before. Yeah. So, the wedding was threatened about a week before. I was in full on panic, obviously. And Matt basically saved the day and called the venue and said, "What do we do? Are you guys canceling?" Because at the time it was recommended, not mandated, but recommended that there be no gatherings more than 50 people. It was not mandated the entire time. It still isn't now, about a week later.
Yeah, so I think the beginning was like, I don't know if anybody knows or not, I can gather that usually when you get married, the bride does a lot of it, and your mom was really good with helping you, and I was kind of like, whatever, I don't care. It's great. So there was a lot of like things that you were stressing out with, where like flowers, DJ, are they coming or they go, all these things. So I was kind of just, I'm going to call the venue, get it over with. If we know that we're canceling, at least, or if they know that we're canceling, we'll just cancel it, and it'll be over with. I called. She said, "No, don't worry about it." And I was like, "Well, what about some of the other states are like shutting down? Florida hasn't shut down, but if they do, and they're like, it's fine, we're going to do it. We're 4 days out." I think it was Wednesday when I called. So 4 days out, and, we're not canceling at this point, unless like it's like a curfew type thing.
Yeah, it was relieving because I was panicking. I think it was a little earlier in the week than that because I had an eye doctor appointment because I had an eye infection. Things just were going wild that week. But Matt called and they were like, you're definitely getting married. We know that we're lucky because we are probably the last wedding for a while that gets to happen. But yeah, we got married and it was amazing. And unfortunately, probably about 15 or 20 people couldn't attend for health reasons, safety precautions. It was a bummer, but obviously we can't be upset about it. Yeah. We had immunocompromised family and people like that. So we would never be upset. Of course, it's still a bummer. You never want to plan a wedding with that much stress around it. But it was really fun. So we thought we would take you through some of the high points and things like that for a little bit of entertainment for some of our family and friends that couldn't be there. And also just, weddings are the best. So.
Plus we're quarantined, so.
What else is there to do? I was really excited for a wedding, right? Who isn't excited? But I was really, really excited for the ceremony. For a lot of you guys that would probably be listening to it when it comes out, you guys know Matt and I are best friends and have been friends for a long time. So, I don't know. It was amazing. The vows were the best part, I think. I'll let you say whatever your favorite part of the day was, but.
I think my vows, I was kind of proud of. But I think I was nervous to say them. So it was kind of surprising that I was like, during the day, while I was saying them, I wasn't nervous. But I was nervous just to talk in front of people. So going up to it was kind of like, how am I going to handle this? I'm going to be super jittery. Am I going to stutter? All these things. But it never hit me. I never was stuttering. I never was jittery. And it didn't happen. So I think that was like maybe the biggest surprise, but not like, I don't know if it was my favorite moment. I think my favorite moment was my mom and my dad both like having fun and kind of like, they're fun people. Bennett's really don't show a lot of emotion. So when it came to like, it was just more so like a coming together of like family moment.
Yes, yeah. Our sisters hung out the whole time. Well, all our
hung out with your
siblings.
sister.
Yeah, all our siblings were. I told your mom the other day, I said, it was really amazing because you couldn't tell, like, who belonged to who. Everybody's,
that's
like,
right,
our
yeah,
friends
100%.
meshed really well, our families, which really shouldn't surprise anyone. But it was really nice. I mean, of course, the vows are my favorite part because we're getting married. And he said it. They don't show a lot of emotion. So it was, like, a few times in my life where I'm going to get to hear him, like, pour his heart out for a minute. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really enjoyed writing my vows, and so I was excited to say them to you. I'm surprised that you were nervous. I didn't expect that at all. Your mom said that you were, but I didn't expect you to be nervous leading up to.
I wasn't nervous
Like to
to
talk.
be in front of people, but more so just because I don't know. I haven't spoken in front of a lot of people, like a gathering like that,
Yeah.
in a really long time. Class or whatever. Like, it's been a while. I know that it was mostly my family, but like I was nervous. You get a mic. It's like it's a big production type thing, so it was me. It was more so in my head where I was nervous that I was going to be shaking or was going to like forget things and stuff like that. A big reason why I wrote it down. But just like, yeah, I was in my head about it, but when the time came, I was perfectly fine.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was nervous, but even the whole day leading up to it, it still kind of didn't feel real. Like, I was just getting ready with the girls and, excited, but I don't know, there's nothing to compare a wedding to. There's no, like, the thing I told my mom, the thing I could closely compare it to was a dance recital, and that's definitely not the same thing. I mean, you're on a stage or whatever, but I do remember thinking when I was saying the vows, I'm like, oh gosh, I hope I'm not too close to the mic or too far away from the mic that people can't hear me, and also trying not to cry the whole time.
That I didn't have. I was more so like, man, I'm doing this really well. This is going, I'm not making any mistakes, So I mean, that part I was just in my head about it. I don't know why I was so in my head about it. I think because people kept saying, you need to drink to get your nerves off, and I didn't have any nerves, so I was like, oh man, is this really bad? I don't know what's going on.
Not nervous at all.
So.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the vows are my favorite part, but it's fun. Like, it was fun for me to get ready with the girls all day. I mean, it's a hectic day. It's a little bit rushed, so whatever.
On your side.
Yeah, not for you guys.
Yeah,
There was
a lot of downtime for the guys. Like, I think we had over an hour of because we took our pictures first, and then we were just kind of like, hey, sit tight, we'll get back to you. So we actually had to go get someone had to go run us Red Bulls because we started drinking, and then we took pictures, and then we stopped drinking, and it was kind of that point where you're not drunk at all, but you're tired because you're just, oh man, I'm full. We've been sitting around. There was a pool table in there, but the pool table was like broken, so it was kind of it was just.
I didn't know that.
The pool sticks were like broken on the ends, so it was just we didn't really have a whole lot to do. We were just listening to music and eating, and I mean you're just gonna get tired.
That's all we were doing too, but we were like doing makeup and hair and stuff all
the
time. So
I mean we were already ready. It takes guys like 10 minutes to get ready, so.
We had, I don't like to say it like this, but there were a lot of things that went wrong during
I wouldn't say a lot. There were small things that went wrong that you could add.
Plenty of things that, I mean, did they ruin the day or change? No, not at all. Of course not. Like I said, it was a bummer that people couldn't attend, but it was what it was. We were lucky to even be able to get married, so that was at the forefront of my mind the whole time. It's a reminder, I guess. The whole time felt like
good teaching moment, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's like no matter what in your marriage, things are going to go wrong, but you're still going to have to move forward with it. For instance, in the very middle of him, our pastor announcing us, he had said Megan instead of Morgan.
It wasn't an announcement. It wasn't like I now pronounce you Matt. It wasn't that.
Oh no! It was when he said, "Do you Morgan?" and it was, "Do you Megan?"
and take Matt, and like my mom and my maid of honor both were like Morgan and corrected it right away, but I was like stunned at first, and then I looked at Matt because I thought he like prompted the pastor to say that because
there's a little bit of a backstory. Yeah,
funny guy over here. Whenever we're like arguing or bickering, like joking around, not like serious, he'll be like, "That's enough, Megan," to give me shit and be difficult, and so I thought he prompted him to say that. In that, I mean, it all happened in like a split second. But
right as he said it, I had said because he looked at me and I said, no, it was to me. He said, "Do you take Megan?" and it wasn't, "Do you take Morgan?" Because I said right away, I said I said, as long as I say the right name.
Yeah.
So he was talking to me. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, like I said, anybody
Which
else.
we all like friends, so I mean, that was a big thing too.
I mean, if you would have told me like the week before that was going to happen, I would have been like, oh my gosh, I can't, how could, whatever. It was what it was. We're still getting married. He corrected himself right away.
Another teachable moment.
He's a human. I don't know. Like, in hindsight, it's a little bit funny because when you look back at it, like, in hindsight, it's going to be funny that we got married in the middle of a global pandemic. The panic was scary and stressful and all these things, but like we still got married. We still had a great time. It is what it is. You know, whatever.
That was my vows. I said no matter, even
nothing was going to stop
nothing was going to stop me.
Yeah.
From marrying, even a global pandemic.
Yeah. So, yeah. Ceremony was... I don't know, probably like 20 minutes. It seemed short. They say your wedding goes by so fast. They're not joking. And I had been kind of like trying to prep myself for that, but it's still, nothing can prepare you for how quickly it goes because it's the best day ever and then it's over. It's kind of like Christmas. You get bummed the next day that it's over. I wanted to share some things that were like really well done. Things that we like really loved. We had a great florist. They're great. And originally, I had canceled a couple things, decor, floral arrangement type things to save a little bit of money, and my mom surprised me and added them back on, and really the flowers, like, it was amazing. So I can't wait to share pictures from the wedding. We did a donut wall instead of a cake because Matt and I are not big cake eaters, and that seemed to be a big hit. Everybody liked them.
Idea. Yeah, I didn't really. I mean, that was one of the things where I really didn't do anything about it. I was like, well, I mean, no one really goes for the cake anyways. So, that everybody loved. I mean, I had multiple text messages from friends saying that they love the donut wall. We had a crap ton. Tyler, don't watch this. After our wedding, we took some home because there was still some left over. I think a couple different people took some home because they really liked them.
People took a lot. Yeah, because we ended up having less people. So we had extra food, extra donuts, all that. We had really great bartenders. Nobody ever waited for a drink. I think that was amazing.
A little strong, but that was fine.
We had to reel them back in a little bit, but that's a good problem to have, so I won't complain about that. My maid of honor, his best man, their speeches were amazing. My maid of honor was not only sweet, but she did a really good job of being funny and like really including Matt in the speech, making it about us. I think that's probably hard to do. She did know Matt a little bit when we were friends in high school, but it was a really, really good speech. And then his best man, of course, had to make a very obvious Gators joke reference through the whole thing. He stripped down his shirt and he was wearing a Gators tux shirt underneath it and played what's the music? The Gator music. Whatever.
Or fights? Or no, it's just what we play in the swamp.
Oh, yeah, whatever. But of course, haha, very funny. They're Gator fans. I'm Florida State fan. So it's like always an ongoing rivalry, but he did a really good job of tying it in a nice sweet knot at the end. It was really nice. So that stands out to me a lot. Both of their speeches, they did really, really good. And yeah, like Matt mentioned, our families they had a blast. I think everybody had a good time. And even though there was quite a few people that couldn't attend, it didn't feel like it was empty. I don't think it felt didn't feel like there was too much space or the dance floor was empty or anything like that. So that was nice because that's what I was definitely worried about. What do you have to add?
Yeah, I mean, like on the dance floor, it never seemed like it was empty or any point. It always seemed like it was pretty full, even with some of the people that didn't come. The big thing I think for me was I never went thirsty. We had a really good where it came like our wedding planner came up to me a couple different times like, do you need anything? Do you need food? Do you need drink? Our caterer was pretty good about that. Do you need food? Are you hungry? What's anything? Everything good? I think more standard than I knew or than I anticipated because they did, like you said, they came up to us all night long and were like, do you need anything? Here's your drink, like whatever, which was great. It's nice to be waited on in that setting. We did for a few weeks leading up to it, we try to keep it mostly hush-hush and not tell people so it'd be a surprise. But my dad and I did our father-daughter dance, and then we also added on to it and did like a choreographed
dance to, it was like a mashup of songs. So it was like Another One Bites the Dust, Low, and Hot in Here, and the Macarena, like edited versions, whatever. It was, I don't know. My dad and I have a special relationship like that. I danced for my whole life. He attended all of my practices, whatever. It was really fun, and it was like a really fun way, I think, to like get the party started quickly after such like, you know, our first dance, your mom and you, me and him. Like usually that's like, not sad, sentimental, emotional. So it was a fun way to like get it exciting and fun. And for anyone that knows us, a couple months before the wedding, one of our close friends, one of my bridesmaids, was in a pretty severe car accident, which meant that we knew pretty soon after the car accident that she would not be able to attend the wedding. But she's doing amazing, and they meaning my mom, my other bridesmaids, her parents, her boyfriend, all worked in the hospital that she's staying in, all worked to coordinate it so that they FaceTimed with her, and one of the bridesmaids took the iPad with her being FaceTimed, walked her down the aisle, got some pictures. They handed her off to my parents so she could watch the whole ceremony. That'll just rip your heart out. I mean, in the best way. I was coming down the aisle. I'm doing good. I'm looking at Matt. I'm happy, crying. And then I look over at Ailish and just like burst into tears. Because, I mean, you can't ask for more than that. It was amazing. And then they FaceTimed with her at the reception too. So she was dancing with us and she was there. The best that she could be there. So we're lucky for the technology that let her be a part of the day. The only thing I would change, I can't say I'd change it, right? Because then it wouldn't be the day. But if there was maybe a little bit of lacking communication on the groomsmen side between all our vendors and them, because he said he felt like they were a little bit in the dark about kind of the timeline on like taking pictures and getting ready and doing things like that. And so that caused some like maybe undue stress.
Yeah, there was just lack of communication. It seemed like one wasn't talking to the other, who wasn't talking to the other. We had multiple people were coming in and out of our
groomsmen suite.
Yeah, our suite. So that kind of bothered me because it seemed like, you know, either your bridesmaids or you know, parents or random people would come in and say hi and stuff like that, and it was kind of like not supposed to happen. And it just seemed like there's a lot of sitting around for us where we didn't know what was going on, and people would come in and say this, and then someone else would come in and say this, and then another person would come in and say that, and we're like, well, which one is it? I don't know what's going on. So, which, I mean, if that's the worst, that's the worst.
Yeah. I told him, I said it wasn't like that on the bridesmaid side. We did have people coming in and out all day, so I don't know that that's avoidable because, you know, vendors, family, we had people in and out all day long. But we certainly were well informed on our side because we were on like a very strict schedule all day, so maybe that's why. Because we started hair and makeup at 9 a.m., so we were getting ready literally up until pictures and then the wedding. So I mean, it's hindsight's 2020. I would tell myself to stop freaking out about people not attending. I was worried, of course, that, you know, we ended up having like a whole table that nobody attended. So we had to make some like last minute game time decisions to rearrange things so nobody was sitting by themselves, whatever. But I was having people send me messages on the day of, and I was getting a little, I don't want to say worried. It's just a bummer, hurts your feelings, but it's not their fault. There's nothing you can do. And we were lucky to be able to get married at all. And I had to keep reminding myself that. But in hindsight, I would have tried to worry about it even less because ultimately we still had a great day. Like we said, it didn't feel like it was empty or anything like that. So worry less and worry less about, I really wanted to stay on time and we were running a little late, but it all worked out. So less stress. I know they tell all the brides that, but you do what you can in the moment. So
I think there was a good point of just like I said, just learning from things in your marriage that are like may not necessarily go right as planned or whatever. I know that we had to cancel our honeymoon. That was stressful to try to figure out who to call, what to do, because the lines weren't answer, or our Orbitz wasn't answering, or whoever wasn't answering. And it was like trying to do it online, and there was just like, because no one's answering phone calls, everybody's canceling their plans and stuff like that. So that was all trying to be confusing. The cabin, canceling that was like, so there's a lot of bummers going around like in your wedding up until the day. And even on the day, there was some like, you know, people canceling on that day. There was names being wrong, things like that. And I think it was more so just kind of like still being in the moment of marrying who you want to marry, you know, and being joyful that you get to do it at all, and that this is your day. This is, no one's going to wreck my day. No one's going to take my joy, because even if it is the wrong name, even if people are canceling, even if, you know, people are getting sick and things like that, to still be able to say, hey, we did it and I'm happy about it and I had a great time doing it. That to me was more so like a testament of both of us and our future.
It's a very positive spin on it, because, I mean, that's truly the thing that I think hurt the most for me as a bride, is that to the wedding, I don't want to say I wasn't excited. Of course I was excited, but every day felt like a new hurdle, a new, like, bad news. Somebody can't come. I don't know. There was other small things leading up to it. Like I said, we knew we were lucky to get married, and I think maybe if you're listening to this, you might think, yeah, but you got to have your day and so many people didn't. I'm with you. I know. We know. I know a lot of brides that didn't get to have their day, and it hurts my heart. But I didn't have that, like, 3 more days, like, so excited, because of course I was excited, but I was so afraid something else was going to go wrong in that time. And I don't know, you just get nervous to get your hopes up. But I did kind of feel like, I don't want to say a test, but I am a little bit of a control freak, and I do stress easy, and I had to, like, live and let live, and I had to turn to Matt for support, and my family, and they were amazing, and my friends, but I had to lean on Matt and be like, this is fine, right? We're gonna be fine. This is no big deal. I wasn't worried about our relationship, our marriage, but just with so many things going wrong, you start to question whether or not, like, should we have postponed it? Is this a bad move? Are we gonna, you know, regret not postponing it or whatever? And obviously I don't regret it at all. It was a great day despite all the things that went wrong. So I hope that somebody can take this, a bride probably, take this and run with it. That, like, because leading up to it, I had somebody message me and say, like, everything went wrong on my day. You know, I lost my veil, and we were running late, and this, that, and the other. And, like, in the big scheme of things, I was like, none of that was a big deal, especially compared to everything that we kind of dealt with.
To, like, us, and, like, I guess, like, to who you are and to who we are, and, like, we always want to be, like, seeing the positive things no matter what's happening, and I think that was, like, a big twist. It was like, oh, it's fine. Oh, that's okay. It's all right. We're going to get through this. We're going to keep doing this or that. And even, like, I would say and that's why I said to our marriage, because it's not just that day. We're like, oh man, I really don't like my job, or oh man, I'm you know, I really just want this podcast to really go far, and it's not happening. Why can't I keep this going? You know, people keep doing this, or, you know, my people keep commenting, or no one's going to my site, or no one's watching my views, and all these things. And it's just like keeping positive through all those things, and having one person to be able to lean on the other to tell them, no, you can do this, or you can do that, or, you know, maybe you just need to wait, or maybe you can do this, or maybe you can do that. And to have that person that you can weigh on even when things are going wrong, I think it's like a big test that we got early on, even though, you know, we're what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks being married?
Less than a week. Feels long, I guess, when you're quarantined.
That'll also test your marriage.
Yeah, now we're working from home together. What a treat. No, I'm glad we can't. I'm glad we both have our jobs right now, so it's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it was a really good day, and we're gonna push our honeymoon back, and we'll figure it out, and it'll be fine.
Just staying positive. I mean, like I said, it's a little thing to say, but during that day, when you have these things that are going wrong, or these things that could hurt your mental health, to be able to, like, recuperate and lean on that person to get you forward, to get you to where you need to be in the right mindset and things. I think that was a great lesson that we got retaught, because we knew we could lean on each other. We knew that we were that person for each other, but to be reminded while it's happening on the wedding day, and then after the wedding day, you know, it's kind of like a confirmation. Not that we needed one, but you know.
Nice reminder. This podcast it's the Relatable Red podcast. I want to jump on here. I want to help you with your life. I want to give tips. I want to give tangible, tactical advice for things, life in general, like I do with my blog. But I think a lot of topics are better expressed and better received talking, audio. So while this is mine, I certainly anticipate Matt being on quite a few of them, because my favorite thing to talk about is relationships, not just in life, but on the blog too. And I think I've learned a lot in my relationships thus far, but with Matt, since we've been together, I think we have learned a lot about being in relationship together, our relationships with other people, even just like friendships with other people. I think just being together, we've learned a lot because we were friends first and started dating. And
I mean, relationships doesn't just necessarily like love life. It could be like friendships, or with your, relationship with your parents, with your sister, your brother, any person could be a relationship. So not just to talk about, our relationship or your relationship or the next relationship, but more so just like dealing with these relationships and giving value to you about how to either interact in that relationship or how to exit, or just value content.
All right, y'all. Well, I don't know when this one will air yet, but hopefully sooner than later. Consider the podcast. It's been in the works for a while, but given the state of the world, this felt like a really good time to get started. And we wanted to share our day with you, or our wedding day with you, and have some fun. So we hope you guys enjoyed it.
Make sure you subscribe. Let us know in the comments if you missed anything, if you went there, if you didn't, or about your day.
Give us your feedback.
Yeah.
And ideas on maybe any future content that you guys would like to hear about, especially with Matt and I together. We are open for suggestions, so we're hopefully going to record some more in these next few weeks. So we'll see you guys soon.